they don't know why. Hurt people, and don't even try. No. We all go through things in our life that don't make the shit alright. You don't hear me. Listen clearly. Hurt people, then they say goodbye. People hurt now. People hurt now. Then they say goodbye.
Hey y'all, welcome to Straight Talk, No BS. It's good to see you ladies. I'm Jay. We got Tanya over here to the right. We got Cynthia downstairs there. Hey, Nate. And we got Francis over in the right-hand corner. How y'all doing tonight?
What's going down?
Not much. Y'all, tonight we're going to be discussing why is it so hard to love a person who hasn't been properly loved in their previous relationships. Y'all know that's hard to do. I'm going to tell you, I was one of those people who was hard to love, didn't trust nobody. I'm going to tell you, trying to love somebody like that, woo-wee, and expecting to get some love back, that's one of the hardest things in the world. What you say about that, Ty?
Sure, those barriers, it's like, I guess, layers to that person. Old scars, past relationships, things like that make it the trust issues. You have trust issues. That's pretty much what it boils down to, in my opinion, which makes it.
You need to speak the truth. You was with a difficult person. I am difficult. Like I said, I live in my truth. I know I was the worst person. I never trusted anybody. Hell, I thought she was out to get me.
From day one, which is so bad. I mean,
look, I'm in the kitchen. What you cook? How you cooking my food? You might be trying to get rid of me. No, seriously, you just don't trust anybody when you've been scarred in your past relationships. And that doesn't mean just like in relationships, far as partner, man and woman, woman and woman, whatever. I'm talking about with your friends, with people in general.
Yeah.
It can even be people on your job who don't have respect for you, and they degrade you, say that you're not good enough. You know. Make you feel less than.
All aspects, evidently.
Hey, Nate, what you got to say about this discussion?
Baby, did you not, when you said hurt people, did you not see me pick up?
Let me sip on some tea.
Because, baby, I got so many battle scars, I done lost count. I have lost count. And you are absolutely right. You get to the point in your life where, everybody's suspect. You don't try to live your life that way, but every time you potentially open yourself up for love or trust, somebody ends up hurting you. And that seems to be, for me, the story of my life. So now I'm on a new journey. And, I keep praying that I'm on the right journey. I keep asking for that sign to say, okay, this is good. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, when is the ball going to fall? And it's not fair to my significant other because he hasn't done anything to me for me to say, okay, I can't trust you. I can't love you. I can't give you everything I have. And I can say that with a clear mind, conscience, and heart. He hasn't, we have our ups and downs, but he hasn't did anything major to where I could say, okay, nope, I can't trust you. So when you say it's hard to love, it is hard to love. And I don't think you can really give 100% of who you are until you have let go of your past.
There you go.
That's what I was about to say. You definitely have to heal before you try to go into the next relationship. Because from the previous stuff that you've been through, you're carrying negative energy, and you're gonna take that negative energy into the next relationship that you're in.
I agree.
I hear all the time, whatever I told you that was wrong, whatever I did to you that was wrong for you to distrust me the way you do, or sleep with one eye open, because he calls me one eye Willie. I'm always looking. just like this. Even when this will try to close, I do this.
What you doing? What you?
Yeah, what you doing? I'm watching you. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
What's your perspective on that? Do you feel like it's hard to love a person who haven't been loved properly in the previous relationships?
I mean, I believe that it's hard. I also believe that sometimes it's not even the fact that they ain't never been loved. They've been loved, but they've been hurt. So what has been done to them, they tend to do to somebody else.
Mm.
And
So
the
you think
worst
they
way,
pass it on?
and the worst way to even get beyond that is the fact, you know what I'm saying, is people don't take time for them. They go from one relationship to the next, thinking that they're okay, and they fail to realize that they're bringing, you know what I'm saying, they're bringing all that hurt that they just went through into the next relationship. So they're damaging not only, you know, and it's not only that they're damaged, they can damage somebody else. And people always saying, I don't like to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Well, you better learn how to be alone.
That's how you're gonna end up.
That's the crazy.
Because being alone is what's gonna heal you. Being alone is gonna teach you what it is you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. It's going to teach you about you. Who's better to teach you about you than you?
I never liked being
That's
alone.
the craziest thing, because like I said, I am one of those people who have been hurt from family, from relationships, never felt love, all of that stuff. And we're always the people who crave love and don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We want to be so close to somebody, but at the same time, we want to be far away from that person.
Catch-22.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like soon as they get real close to us, just we about to let our guards down, we throw those walls right back up and push them right back out.
It's palpable too. You can just feel it too. That distance is horrible.
I think it's just fear of being hurt.
I get irritated too quickly, so I'm cool with being by myself. I get very, very irritated, especially like, for instance, if I done got out of a relationship, anything anybody else do, I'll start noticing things, and it irritates me. So then I don't want to be bothered with nobody. So that gives me time to be by myself.
So it takes you longer before you jump into something.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think about it. What gives me the right to hurt somebody else just because somebody hurt me? It don't work that way. I don't have that right. That's not fair.
At least you realize that.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, a lot of people don't realize that.
Mm-mm.
They'll fool themselves and say, I'm already healed. I'm ready to move on. I'm over that joke.
Which
you know, like
me.
women do. They go into hiding, go from beast to beauty, and they're ready to go on after again and find somebody else. I'm telling you.
Patch these eyes up from crying. I'm good.
But then people are left wondering, you know what I'm saying? They sitting in the room by themselves, and then their minds start to wonder. And I think that's what it is when people don't want to be alone, they don't want to take the time to actually ponder on what done happened, ponder on their feelings, ponder on what it is that they're actually feeling. So when you don't have time to do that because you're too afraid of what you're going to find out, what you afraid of finding out about you? Like the real you? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you can actually, what are you actually afraid of finding out? Because you got to remember, you know what I'm saying? We can sit here all day and say that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I done got over that or whatever. But the minute you by yourself, guess what happened? Everything that you didn't want to think about, you start thinking about.
Left with no choice to.
And then next thing you know, you running over here. Oh, I just don't want to be alone. I just need some company. Now you ain't dealt with what you needed to deal with.
I never liked being alone. It bothered me. It bothers me.
Why?
Because I don't. It's like, I don't know. I can't stand just being by myself. But I'll say that I know that it's a necessity. You have to do that in order to grow and to, I guess, know yourself completely. You have to go through that phase.
So I have.
I've never been through it. I never have been alone. You know that? But that's not, I have to say again, like you said, it's not good because it causes you to go and be with people that's not good for you. You're just sitting in that relationship when really you need to move on. But you there because you don't want to be alone.
And that's crazy. So I got to ask this to you, Tanya. You say you just don't like being alone. Okay, so if you were given the choice of being alone, getting to know exactly who you are and dealing with everything that you've been through versus jumping into another relationship with somebody you have no clue about, you do not know their intentions, in order not to feel alone, which one would you do?
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer on that one. You know, stay by yourself. But
No,
I
no,
think,
no, 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 not. Don't give me what you think I want to hear, because you just got through saying
well, what
you don't
I've
like,
done is
you
jump
don't
into those
like to be alone,
conversations. I mean,
huh?
I've jumped in those. What I've done is jumped in those relationships. I didn't take the time to just be with me and deal with me. I ended up jumping into relationships way too quickly, way too fast before knowing the person thoroughly. You know, just
Okay, okay.
press the pedal.
So here's the other question: how long were you out of a relationship before you and Jay got together?
Ooh, not very
2 weeks.
I know.
long.
Wait. Hold
It
on,
was
hold
longer
on.
than that.
Wait.
I'll say probably about a
Hold
month
on.
or
Hold
less.
on. No, wait, hold on. Because there is an instance when we did. Now, I don't know if y'all remember. Part of this conversation came up a while back, and the time frame that you gave is not the time frame you giving now.
Probably not, but honestly,
We just don't say
I'm
no.
keeping it real now because I don't even
We
remember
just
the
gonna say,
conversation. But
let's put it like this:
man,
it wasn't that long that you made it understood that it wasn't that long. So is it safe to say that you at that time didn't even give yourself time to heal before y'all got into a relationship?
definitely, you know,
Yeah.
me and Jay, we had this conversation probably shortly after we got together. You know, we debated it. Like, you know, we lived in two different states at the time. And we debated. I was like, I want you to move up here with me, you know, give up everything that you have, hurry up and come, you know. And she was like, no, I think we need to take our time. So
So I told her, let's wait. You can come be with me for 2 weeks up here in Texas. Come here 2 weeks. She came for the 2 weeks and went home. When she got home, she found a way to convince me to come back and get her.
Yep.
Because she didn't want to stay. But honestly, we should have waited.
Yes.
We should have waited because it brought a lot of problems in the beginning of our relationship. Her not knowing how to end her previous relationship with the guy that she was dating, So that was a time when he had called the phone and I had picked up the phone. So yeah, we had issues with that.
Yes.
So it brings about a lot of drama.
It really does. So you do need to take that time. That's what I'm saying. I may have rushed it, but I do know that that's a mistake. And for anybody that is watching this or whatever, take the time to know
To heal yourself.
Definitely.
To heal yourself and love yourself.
Well, honey, I heard y'all. And I appreciate the psychology. I appreciate the meditation, but I'm like Tanya. I done took the time to be by myself, like not in a committed relationship, and I have dated. And honey, when I tell you I was dating, baby, I had one going in the front door, one going out the back door, one coming up the street. Look,
girl,
I don't got time for the bullshit. You gonna bring me what you gonna bring me and keep it stepping. Now, what I realized in the midst of me doing those things is that I wasn't taking the time to love myself. I mean, I said it in a joking way. I really said it in a joking way, even though it was true. It's some skeletons in my closet, baby. They don't need to be dusted off. They need to stay under lock and key.
What would you say, buried 12 feet under?
But with that being said, I didn't take the time to learn me and to love me. So here I am now at 45 saying, what about me? Now I want it to be all about me. Now I done beat up everybody and bruised everybody and took from everybody. Now I want to play the pitiful card. And I want my card. I want my joker. I want the high spade and the low spade. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
It do. And
crazy.
Cynthia,
Look,
I was gonna say, Cynthia, I'm gonna agree with Cynthia, because there was a time when I wasn't in no relationship with nobody, and I would talk to people. I might go out on a date. But it's like I would end it right in there. Don't get me wrong. I had them moments when, you know what I'm saying, okay, this is all it is, and then I need you to go on and bounce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And it's like, you know, and I'll tell people, you can call me what you want to. I can give two fucks. I'm 46 years old. I don't have time to worry about what somebody else thinks, what somebody else feel, or what somebody else gonna say about what it is that I have been through. Only I know the reason that I went through the things that I went through. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here now. And the thing of it is even in the midst of not being in a committed relationship and just you know, you got one person that you might sleep with, you got one person you'll go on a date, but you got one person that you only talk to or whatever, it's still, you're still filling up that space that needs to be emptied. You're steady pouring sauce into each cup and don't nothing, it needs to be empty. You know what I'm saying? You can't be trying to get things together over here, but you still got a full cup over here. That ain't how it works.
Yeah.
Every cup needs to be empty.
I think that takes a lot of time.
But
Well, I
some
want
people,
to say,
go ahead.
Nate.
I have to say this. Some people can do everything by the book. Some people can give as much love as they want to give and take as much hell as they can take. And at the end of the day, they're the ones left scarred because they chose to open themselves up. And you know, then it leaves that residue for that good person to in turn go and hurt someone else because they gave everything they had. I got Mr. Bay over here in the background sawing and everything else because he swear to God, I've just taken him through the ringer. He swear to God, he just get treated so bad.
But do you think that there's instances where people haven't gone through just bad relationships or bad past whatever, or that they're completely scarred, but yet they don't know how to receive love? I mean, can it be due to something else besides
It could be
just
due.
breakups?
It could be due to childhood trauma. It could be due to anything, because you got to remember the first set of love anyway comes from who? Your parents.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have it there, how do you know how to give it to somebody else?
True.
That's a
You know
perfect,
what I'm
perfect,
saying?
perfect example because in my household, I remember the first time that I heard my daddy tell me that he loved me, that I can acknowledge was probably when I was maybe in my 20s, maybe 28 or something like that.
Are you serious?
So, yeah. So it was like whenever somebody used that word, I couldn't receive it. You know, I just
It's almost
the word that was
like,
used that wasn't used
yeah.
in my household. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Judy, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Or mama, I love you. You know, even though it was an understood thing that I love my mama, I die for, but still it wasn't spoken. So that hurt me during, you know, in my relationships, even though I craved for that love, I wanted more because I didn't get it. I got love in my household, but it wasn't spoken. You know, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Through action
It
than
was through
anything else.
actions. And so that made me
So hearing the
want
verbal
love.
words is not.
And so I was in search of that love. And that, you know, and when I found that love, I couldn't accept it though. I didn't
You know,
all up.
you know what's crazy is I actually, and I kid you not, on a daily basis, love is said more times in this house than I can count. I kid you not. That's from morning to night on a daily basis. When my daughter get ready to leave for work at about 11:30, have a good day. She'll say, I love you. I love you back. My son goes to work at 6:30. I try to make it home before, you know, he got to go to work. And if I do, when he's even stepping out there, she says, I love you. Have a good day. When she get ready to go to work, Teresa, love you. Have a good day. If I make it home before Aiden gets on that school bus, I love you. Have a good day.
Was it like that when you were coming up though in your household?
Heck no.
With your
No.
mom?
You know damn well it would. You know
Okay.
damn well
I
it
wanted
would.
to share that because I wanted to know, did that
Oh no,
affect you?
it was
Did it affect you?
it yeah, because it made me it made me to the point to where, shit, when you tell me that, I'm like, shit, all right, okay. It is what it is. Okay, either you do or you don't. I don't care. But then when I noticed that I wanted things to change. A lot of things changed when I hit, I guess it was around about 18 going on 19.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to feel. Getting it was a whole different, that was something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And what's the name said a while ago? Amber said, sometimes all you need is somebody to talk to. And if you want to talk to somebody, girl, you better make sure it's somebody you're not attracted to. Don't do that. When you go to talking to people, sometimes when you just need somebody to talk to, you have to understand, you have to know the other person's intentions when they're listening. Because if not, what they get to look at, it's always, sometimes it's a hidden agenda. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, she's weak. I know I can get in. You know what I'm saying? You have to know these things. You have to know who you're venting to. You can't just vent to somebody because you've known them all your life. So now you think that's your best friend. No, that's not how it works. Just because I've known you all my life, it does not mean that you're worthy of my secret.
Hmm. Well, that's
You see what I'm
interesting.
saying?
It's funny that y'all say that. I got quiet when y'all was speaking of,
Speaking about love.
yeah, because I was trying to hold back my tears. That's why I got quiet, because my mother did all the wrong things, and it took me a long time to forgive my mom because I stayed angry at her for so long. But out of all my mother's kids, I was the last one to speak to my mom the night before she got killed. And both of y'all that I grew up with said, love wasn't spoken in your home. My mama smoked a lot of dope. And I've often told my kids, regardless to how bad my household was with my mom, we knew as her children that we were loved. Because that's all she ever said. That's all she ever said. If I can't give you nothing else, I can give you that. If I can't put clothes on your back, if I can't feed you, if I can't keep a roof over your head, I can give you me. And when my mom got taken away from me, August the 21st of 1993, she walked out the door. And she was going up to a friend's house to go do her business, as she would call it. And she came back in that project door and she said, Renee? I said, ma'am. She said, I love you. I said, I love you too, Mama. And she said, a woman is the pillar of her family. So you always take care of your brother. Me being 18 and young and dumb, I said, Tim is the oldest. He's supposed to take care of us. And she said, you are the spine. A woman is the glue to any foundation. So for you and your brothers, don't you ever turn your back. I don't care who you with. I don't care what you doing. She said, ball up your fist. So I ball a fist. And she said, that fist is your family. And when you let the world divide you, you have lost your love. So for me and my 4 brothers, they may not give me what I give them, but them bastards know the one and only sister that they got, this fist stay balled up. I stay ready. I swear to God. You will never catch my hand like this dealing with my 4 brothers. You will never catch this. Ain't no high five. Ain't no what's up. When I come to them, I'm coming long and I'm coming strong, because those were the last words she spoke to me. And to hear y'all say that y'all didn't hear it, that's a foreign language to me.
Girl,
that's
you gonna stop it right now, girl.
That's a foreign language.
Up here crying, girl.
And I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to break down. I just, when you say love, so I can't say I don't know what love is, because my mama was on hard dope, but she loved her kids. My mama got taken away from us trying to keep her kids together. She wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. My upbringing was crazy as fuck. Don't get me wrong. It was hard. But I can honestly say I know what love is. I do. And I'm sorry to get emotional for y'all that, because I'm normally the goofy one. So I apologize.
That's real, honey. Don't apologize for none of
I
that.
understand, because I was always afraid that I would go to my grave not knowing what love was, because I've been done so bad in my past. And that's one thing that I always told Tanya, that I pray and hope that I won't have to go to my grave not knowing what real love is. So that's why my expectations for her have always been high. Because you can always have a person to tell you that they love you, unless maybe that's the hurt side of me that don't believe anything that somebody says. Because I don't believe it when a person tell me that they love me.
It used to hurt my feelings in the beginning. It really did. For the longest time, it used to hurt my feelings because I didn't understand why she would just be like, "No, you don't." No, that was her first reaction. No, you don't.
I'm sorry.
What are you saying? I know. She's over the top of my lash. I was just hanging on.
Yes.
Girl, you okay? Cynthia just brought it down.
Girl,
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Not everybody's not, girl. Shoot.
And you know
But
what?
that's great talk right there, though, for real. But
Cynthia said something that I really, really, really can relate to. And people I'm probably gonna get backlash. I'm cool with that. I don't learn how to accept it. I'm not even tripping. I remember the one thing I've never felt, the kind of love that I've never felt, I kid you not, and I put this on my grandmother's grave. I actually got it from my grandmother. But as a mother and daughter thing, nah. I sit up here and I hear y'all say, what I'm saying, no matter what your parents did, you still love them and this and that. I didn't have it. I never felt that way towards Carolyn. I kid you not, I never have. And so we've never had that mother and daughter. I just didn't have that connection with her. And I told my grandmother one time, I truly believe I was born to hate her. Because me and her, we have never, ever, ever in life had that connection. When I say never, I'm talking about never. Don't get me wrong, I understand she's the person that gave birth to me. But it's almost like that's where it goes. I still do for her. I still when she needs me, I go to her, you know what I'm saying? But we don't that connection is still not there. Even though I've forgiven her for everything, I still don't have that connection. It's never been. And so one day my uncle said, he told me something about loving her. And I looked at him and I told him, you can't tell me how to feel for something that if I've never felt it, how the fuck you gonna tell me how to feel it? You can't tell me that I'm supposed to, even though we were brought up on that, you're supposed to honor thy mother and our father, you're supposed to love them. How the fuck you gonna tell me how to feel if I've never felt it? You know what I'm saying? You can't get me just to up and start feeling something. I don't know what that shit feel like. So it's never been there. So when people hear me talk about her, y'all will hear me call her by her name. Y'all will hear me call her Carolyn. Because that's who she is to me.
I think that's from emotional numbness. And because I have the same issue, and it's not with my mom or anything like that, but with people as far as relationships. When you've been done wrong and been through abuse for so long throughout your life, you begin to get that emotional numbness to where you in that numb state.
Do you think
Well, actually, Judy, to be honest with you, even when I was little, when I used to stay with my grandmother, and I'm talking about before, like around about 4 and 5, I used to get in trouble for calling her by her name. So it's never been there. It's not because of, when we met in the 3rd grade, you know what I'm saying? And so on, it didn't start there. It started before that. So it's never been there. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all think people are scarred for life like that? If you are
I'm
going
gonna
through
tell you that you
situations,
might
you think
not
it
be
stays with
scarred
you?
for life, but it takes a hell of a lot and a hell of a person to come into your life and make and help you to change. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because when you are a person who has never received love the proper way, you don't trust nobody. So anything that you've given to me, I'm not gonna receive it because I believe. So you can tell me you love me a million times. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say, oh, oh, that's nice. I'm not gonna say it back, but I'm gonna say, oh,
Slow
that's nice.
down.
But in my mind, I'm saying, bitch is a motherfucking lie. Bitch don't love me,
I
and that's
will. I will say
what
this.
you been through.
I will say this. I have to say, thank you to Amber, because Amber, you are absolutely right. Any and everybody that knows me, if I'm truly your friend, if I'm truly your family member, I do love you unconditionally. It's until you cross that road with me to where I have to pull back. It doesn't mean that I hate you. It doesn't mean that I want anything negative to happen to you. It just means that my friendship with you or my relationship with you has came to an end. But I will say this: a lot of times what we missed out on as kids, we instilled it in our own kids, where we felt like we were neglected in our childhood. Like for me with my kids, I I clenched. When I say I clenched my kids so tight because I didn't want my kids to go through half the things that I went through. I sheltered my kids from a lot of things that I shouldn't have sheltered them from. I should have let them bump their head along the way because I didn't want them to experience half the things that I experienced.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can smother and love them too much. You
Mhm.
know,
You're right about that.
Definitely.
Let me
as far
address
as
this. Let me address this comment real quick because it went by. This is for Carolyn. I know you always say I never address you on the show. You said that your mom showed differences between kids. Nay, I'm sorry for interrupting you. Were you got to say?
go ahead.
Okay. She said that her mom always showed differences. You know what? My mom did the same thing. And even though I believe that I was the best one out of all of them, I was there till the day she died, feeding her, making sure she was taken care of, rebuilding and repairing her house. I mean, doing anything and everything, traveling up and down the highway, whatever she needed, even though she had kids that was blocks away. But I was still the one who traveled from out of town, and still I was treated like the black sheep. I was treated like I was just a stepchild. No lie, all the other kids would get gifts and I wouldn't.
So those differences lasted or stayed with it, scarred you.
Yeah,
In a way to where
it scarred me to where it made me suicidal. That's where a lot of my suicidal tendencies came from because I didn't understand why I never did have, I wasn't receiving the love that I expected to receive. And I was like, why am I the black sheep, but all my other siblings are getting better treatment than I am when I'm the one that's always showing up?
Right.
I'm breaking my back. I'm giving up everything. But so Carolyn, I don't even know what to say to that, but just to tell you that I empathize with you and I know how you feel.
How do you break these curses? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how do you love if you're the person who is not unable to receive love? How do you start receiving it? And if you are someone who's trying to love someone that's closed up, how do you do that?
It took a long time for me to be able to open up, a long time. And I mean, it took Tanya having to prove herself over and over again. And she would tell me, do you trust me yet? Do you trust me? And we 17 years in. She asked me, do you trust, well, I'm talking about when you asked me, do I trust you? We 17 years in and I still told her, no, I don't trust you. I trust you, but I don't trust you 100%. No. So it takes time. You can't expect for nobody to change overnight, especially when you're not doing right by that person. Because when you're not doing right by that person, you don't do nothing but throw them right back into that dungeon of distrust. And I'm going to stay locked behind them bars until I know that you 100 with me. And then I'll give you 100 of me.
Right.
But now we're on a good path. But anyway, go ahead, Francis.
I was gonna say, Tanya asked, how do you start? First off, like with anything in life, you gotta want it. You have to want it. Whatever it is that you want, whether it's love, whether it's that job, whether it's more money, you have to want it.
Yeah.
And then after you acknowledge, after you got to acknowledge it, you have to acknowledge that you want it. Then after you want it, then you got to prepare to go get it. You know what I'm saying? And it does start when you're young, because that's the first kind of love that you get is from your parents. But if you don't get that, it's like, I remember somebody told me I was I was a hopeless romantic. I always thought about all the romantic things that I wanted in a relationship. From the dinners, the walks in the park, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
That movie stuff, yeah.
And the crazy thing is, but the people that were surrounding me, pardon my French, were nothing but ghetto ass people. They didn't see beyond where we was at. You know what I'm saying? So to them, all of that was lame, but it didn't stop me from wanting it. It didn't stop me from thinking about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once you want it, you start to look and trying to distinguish what it looks like, what it's supposed to feel like. But like Tyler Perry said, in the midst of doing that, you go through some things. You jump you know what I'm saying? You jump a few curves, you go in a few ditches, you know what I'm saying? You hanging from a few trees. You have to go through the BS to get to the good part. You got to go through the rain and the mud to get to the sunshine and the dry grass. You feel me?
Well, hell, shit, I went through it for how long?
I will say this. I know I got emotional earlier. I have went through some heartaches. I have went through some pain. But when you ask how do you identify, it starts with you. I mean, everything Francis said is true, but it starts with you. Because now that I'm in a better relationship, it's not great, but now that I'm in a better relationship, I know deep down in my heart, I want better. I know deep down in my heart, I deserve better. It goes back to that show when we ask the kids, do they know their self-worth? You can, in your mind, you can say, but you don't really come into who you are till you hit your late 30s, early 40s, because in your 20s, you wilding out. In your mid 30s, you just now trying to settle down. So when you get in your late 30s, early 40s, well, it's still some fools out there. Let me take that lie back. It's still some fools out there in their 40s and 50s. But you should be coming into who you are. You should be able to settle down and realize what you want out of life. And for me, I got my piece of the pie. Some people want to go to school and get degrees. Some people want to own their own businesses. Some people, I just want my little house and my little picket fence and give me a goddamn in the cat and let me be. I don't have to have the Jaguar, the BMW. I don't have to have all that to have happiness and love, because it starts within. It really does start within.
All right.
And that's what I'm learning now. I said all that to say that's what I'm learning now at 45. Your mate can't make you happy. Your mate can't make you whole. They can be a part of your whole, but they can't make you whole. It starts within. And that's what I'm learning now.
Hey, David.
That's cool. Okay.
So what do you think is a good solution for healing?
Everybody's suggestions are true, because it does have to start with you. You do have to want it.
And stop jumping into these relationships so fast after you leave one. Make sure you're healed so you don't take that negative energy.
Take that time.
Get rid of that negative energy.
And you're never too old. You're never too old to do that. You know what I'm saying?
And don't be afraid to learn from your experiences from your previous relationships.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I took some residue from my past relationship, 18 years. I bought some residue into this new relationship. And I'm after a year and a half of being in a new relationship, we just now trying to wash that shit down the drain. So it ain't as easy as everybody sitting on the screen and saying it. Yeah, it was some residue bought in. It was some residue bought in. And it was bought in by me. Because I came in with one eye open. Bitch, I'm watching you. I see you.
You know what? I think when you enter these situations, people who are unable to receive love are afraid to be vulnerable, let themselves be vulnerable.
You're right.
And so the person that's involved in the relationship with them, I would say the best advice is to have patience. if you genuinely love that person, just be patient and realize the triggers. You know, like you said, you mess up one time, one time with somebody
for life.
you done messed up, it's over and out. But just still, have that patience and hang in there.
Especially if they Virgo too.
Oh, Jesus.
Kiki, you okay?
She was about to say something.
So how do y'all feel? Was you about to say something, friend?
Yeah, I was. Another thing, when you're in the midst of any one relationship and you're trying to go, find out who it is you are, stop letting other people encourage you to get into a relationship before you're ready. You know how you always have that one person they call themselves having a thing that, or they have a thing for you or whatever. Oh, I can help you get over this. I can help you do this. If we could do it together. No. Quit letting them people influence you to do something that you're not ready to do, because you still ain't learned you ain't learning them, and you're going to end up in a pile of mess. Now you got to figure out how to get out of it because you wasn't ready.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to tell you, because it took me 2 years to get over my previous relationship. I mean, it was rough. It was really rough. And I had a friend who told me, she's like, "Look, Judy, I don't do pity parties. So you got to come up out of that pity party that you having for yourself, because I'm not about to do it."
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get over, the scars and the hurt.
Cool. Okay.
So what do y'all think about leaving a relationship to find better?
Oh, baby, I got a lot to say. Everybody else, mute your mic, because just listen to Cynthia Renee. It took me 18 years, y'all, 18 years to realize that the road was not going to get better. I'm not saying all 18 was bad. Let me clear that up one more time, just like I did in past shows. The first 9 was great. The last 9 was HE double hockey sticks. But just because you stay in that muddy water thinking that person is going to grind, that person is going to have your back, that person is going to hold you down, they just going through something. Baby, after the first year, run. Run like hell and not look back.
So you think giving it a year is enough time for you to say, "Oh, that's enough time"?
Look, I'm going to give you 6 months to get up on your feet. I'm going to give you let me take that back. I'm going to give you 6 months to find a job. I'm going to give you 6 more months to get up on your feet. If you ain't got your shit together at the end of that 12 months, I got to go. I'm too goddamn old. I'm too old. And God forbid, I still got mad love for the dude that I was with for 18 years. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. It's like after we split up, it's like he started doing better. Good. Because that let me know that I was hindering you. That's what that let me know. That let me know that I was holding you back from being your greatness because you were sitting around waiting on me. But once you were thrust back out there in the real world and you had to provide for yourself, you were going to sink or swim, and that motherfucker started swimming.
Well, there you go. You kind of have to.
Ever said I've had a hard time with my family telling me what they think is best for me. My mom is the worst. I have had to tell her to let me fall so I can learn. I know that's right. That's just mama tendencies.
Yeah, that's just mama.
Say that, but baby, I bet you gonna be the same way with your girls. You gonna be all up in Kool-Aid, baby.
Oh, I be all up in my kids' Kool-Aid. My kids can't even breathe, baby. They don't even have a flavor. They got the taste of the rainbow, okay? Because I'm mixing every color I can put together.
Lakeisha said that man said, "Cut the grass. I promise you'll see the snake."
Oh, see.
Yes, you will.
Then I got to address Carolyn again. Carolyn, you say your shit is crazy as hell. Yes, your shit is crazy as hell. You know why it's crazy? Because you're unwilling to do what you need to do. Cut that woman loose. You didn't had enough time to see that I ain't going to call out a name, but you had enough time to see that she ain't no good for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody taking you through the ringer and all that.
You know what, Judy? I didn't mean to cut you off, but to that point, only she, and I say she, but I mean you, everyone, only you can know when it's time to go, because everybody else telling you that's enough. You're blinded to this, but only when you've had enough yourself is when you finally say, "I can hit the door."
You're right.
But it's not only that. Here's the thing. When you can go to somebody else and tell them what's going on within your relationship that is not good, you know that it's not right. Don't nobody have to
You
tell
do
you.
know. You do
You see it
know.
already. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. No disrespect, Carolyn, but I'm gonna tell you what I told my homegirl. My homegirl kept coming to work, snotting and crying. If you're not gonna change the situation, shut the hell up and deal with it.
Girl, I
Period.
didn't change it for
If
9
you,
years,
no,
child.
wait a minute, hold on. If you, this is how I feel about it, because I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not, and like I told her, I'm not gonna sit up here every day. At first, okay, I was having your back. Now the shit is getting out of control. You sitting up here crying and snotting about what the hell is going on. You know what's going on, so change the situation. If you're not willing to change the situation, that means you're willing to deal with what is going on. If you're tired of dealing with what's going on, get in there and change what can be changed.
You know
I
what?
have
That
to
may
say
be a
that.
very
If it's
true
if
fact,
That's
if
but
what
it's
I
I
have to say. That's why Brian McKnight made that song "Crazy Love."
I mean,
mean,
because
true to that fact, but
you gotta think about it. You're sitting in a relationship that you know damn well you're not happy with. Every day you gotta put on a mask to go out there in public when y'all out in public together that the mask says everything is okay. When really deep down the shit is in a mess. The shit is in a tornado. It's in a turmoil. You sitting up here swimming through a damn hurricane trying to get to some damn land where you can be safe. But the problem is that you trying to hold on to this branch over here that's swirling in this hurricane. Baby, it's taking
Listen,
you.
Carolyn.
It's taking you. Let it go. Let it go. That branch, baby, I trust and believe that hurricane is overpowering you and that branch. So what are you are you willing to hold on to that branch, or do you want to go over here to the safe side? You want to get to some land where your feet are dry. Which one
Like
you
I
want to
told,
do?
like I told Carolyn, you let her go so she don't take your power, because she's taking your power right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get your power back by letting her
Mm-hmm.
know that you can do without her. You can live without her. Right now, she has a strong hold over you, and she knows it. That's the
How
reason why she keeps mistreating you.
that'll
Let
how
her
long
listen.
have
go.
they
Let her miss you.
how long have they been together?
Man, probably just about a year about, and they're married. They got married, and I'm just telling you, the girl is no
Okay,
good. She's really no good.
so then that means they done been together about a year, they got married. Okay, so now you got papers and she think that she can just dog you because there's papers on you. Let me explain something to you. As quick as that ink dried when y'all got them, that ink dry when you walk away. You could put that
Girl, it don't
same
need to dry.
wait.
Just get you some white out and put another motherfucker name right there. Fuck that hoe. See, they
You,
giving you the political analect side of it. I'm gonna give you the
But see,
street
here's the
version.
thing.
Take you some white out, wipe that bitch name out, and start over. That's all you gotta do.
Well, you know what? And then here's the other thing, Cynthia. Check this. See, okay, quit letting that woman make you think that don't nobody else want you. Quit letting her make you think that you're not worthy of being with somebody else or just being without her, period. Because I promise you, baby, you was a hoe when before you got with her, you could be a hoe after her. You understand me? So
So what would y'all say?
therefore, cut that branch. She is not your root, baby. She's a branch. Hey, branches break off. Your leaves wither and go away. She is not your root.
So
So
what would y'all
you
say is the number? Go ahead, Prince. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I
cut
was
you off.
all no, I was gonna tell her. All she got to do, baby, you could plant a tree somewhere else. Take your roots. Take your roots and go plant them over here in this other garden.
go
But
plant you a palm tree, baby.
you
Something much
feel me?
stronger.
You feel
Okay.
me? You can't chop that down, but I'm telling you, let me explain something to you. I done seen a doggone palm tree withstand the hurricane, baby. Go get your palm tree, honey.
What do
Go,
you
hey.
do? What do you do when it's family, though? What do you do when it's your bloodline? What do you do when it's your bloodline with the hurt and pain?
Wait, the one that's going through it or the one that's giving it?
Both. What do you do when it's your family dishing out the pain and you're receiving the pain? What do you do?
You
Because it's
gotta
supposed
wash
to be
your
both sides
hands.
of the spectrum.
No, baby, you gotta wash your hands. Let me explain something to you. Don't get me wrong. You can still love your family member. It don't mean you got to deal with them. I love you, but I don't like you. I don't have to deal with you. Do you understand? If you are causing me to be unpeaceful in my home, if you are causing me, when I lay down at night, I can close my eyes and give me a peaceful rest, there is a problem. There is a stone cold problem. So therefore, even though we have the same bloodline, guess what's going to happen? It's time for me to go on it. I got to get you out of there. I got to set you over here because I don't need you over here disrupting my shit. Don't get me wrong. I know there's family. Oh, go ahead.
I say the first thing, talk to them. And when you talk to them, if they're not trying to hear what you're saying, they're trying to minimize what you do that's bothering you, then you end that conversation and let it be. Come back to them another time and try it again. Try to talk to them and tell them what they're doing that's bothering you. If they still not trying to hear it, cut them loose.
I say that because we may have a viewer that don't have a problem in a marriage or a relationship. We may have a viewer that don't have a problem at work or a friendship. Their problem is actually within the home, with their family, with their mother, with their brothers, with their sisters. Because you do have siblings that are rival. Misery loves company. If I can cause you pain, you know, I'm going to cause you pain. If I can make you cry, I'm going to make you cry, you know, and that's why I said what I said. Now, I'm not saying that me or my brothers are going through anything like that, because I mean, we don't be around each other to cause each other pain like that. Shit, when I see you, I see you. If I don't, I don't. I love you. But, you know, my family tree has a history of, you know, hurting each other. And it's due to alcohol, drugs, or whatever sort. So there is a bigger demon, a bigger devil on each other's shoulders to why they're causing each other pain the way they do. But I'm the family member that stay in Dallas. I don't be around all the ruckus. I don't be around the mishap. That don't mean that none of the residue didn't rub off on me dealing with my family, because it has. But because of where I stay and how I interact with my family, I don't get that big of a residue. When I say that, I'm saying all this to say, like you said, you would talk to them, and if they still not comprehending the pain, then I'm quick to wash my hands and chunk you to deuces.
I hear you.
And that's another thing. You know, I have a family member that, you know, I don't think that I drew the boundary lines as far as respect. And so they crossed that line several times. And because they are a family member, I guess I am a passive person anyway, just by nature. So I just let it go and let it slide. And they would continue to talk to me and to give me disrespect, or just, you know, to just bring something to me. And I eventually had to learn that, I guess, well, through her, she helped me to realize that I have to back up. So advice for family members that are bringing you toxicness, I guess, toxicity.
Like Brittany said,
back up.
Brittany says, blood or no blood, toxic is toxic. And nobody has to put up with that ever. I love family, but don't fuck with them, because misery loves company, and I will not be that company. I know that's right, girl.
That's true. That's true. That is so true.
I also want to say, you know, I wanted to ask the question, and it's a question. It's a rhetorical question. It's not a question for you to answer. You know what I'm saying? It's a question for you to ask yourself. How many times do you get to come up for air before you start to sink?
9 times out of 10, not often. But
when you're drowning, how many times does that water allow you to come up for air before it pulls you down?
Usually a couple of times.
Which is normally 2. So, Carolyn, think about that. How many times do you need to come up for air before you completely sink? And it sounds like you sunk, baby. It's time for somebody to come up from the bottom.
It took me 9 years, so that was more than 2 times. Then was I out of life? Was I dead? Like,
Mitch,
was I alive?
What you was on your way. You was probably doing this.
This was a life. Did I not have my life left?
Hey, I tell you what, your life jacket busted, but somebody came and gave you mouth to mouth.
Bang.
Like you say, I'm weak when it comes to forgiveness. I'll forgive you as long as you come to me right. It can be 10, 20 times you done messed up. As long as you come to me right, and I feel like your soul is right, then I'm going to give you another chance, because I believe that who am I? I'm not God. I can't, God is still forgiving me, so why shouldn't I forgive?
You know what? You good. You good. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. If you keep messing up, the first couple of times I'll be like, okay, all right. After this, the third, three strikes you out, boo. You can't keep trying to spoon feed me bullshit and expecting me to swallow. You're gonna be greatly disappointed. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna keep swallowing every time you step me with a spoon full of bullshit.
What would
I'm
y'all
gonna
say?
think about what you said last time, and I'll be like, okay, you said the same thing last time. Why should I believe you this time? I'm done believing. I'm done believing. I ain't got no ill will towards you, but I'm gonna deal with you from a distance. You can't come up too close to me no more.
What would y'all say the top 3 or maybe 5 signs are for people to know when to back the hell up?
Well, motherfucker, keep lying. That's number one. You're just lying. You lie so much you believe your own damn lie.
What are the signs to know when to back up, when to get out of that relationship?
Oh my goodness.
I will probably
That's
say
number one for me, when you lie. Because
Yeah,
when you
lie.
I see you in a whole nother light.
Yeah, when you lie.
And when your whole character starts to change. And the sad part is the character don't even start to change. They just start to reveal who they really are.
There you go.
There you go. You're right about that. Okay. When you start seeing the signs, if they start lying to you,
when you start seeing the real them come out, and it ain't what you expected.
I'll tell you something. Well, I guess you have to let them go in order to get into the next relationship and be successful.
Well, I like what Brittany said. She says, I forgive for myself, but not for others. Holding on and not forgiving hurts you. You're right about that. If you don't forgive, I'm gonna tell you now, you can't have peace. And like I've spoken a million times before, there's nothing better than peace. Nothing greater.
Brittany,
no nothing.
Brittany, are you one of them people you say you forgive, but you don't forget? Because, girl, I forgive you, but I ain't going to forget. When I tell you this memory bank up here, this bank, this is all state up here, baby. I be looking at sideways. So, I can forgive you, because some people say you can't forgive and then you don't let it go. That's a damn lie. I forgive you because I ain't going to never fuck with you on that level no more. So I forgive you for that alone. But I ain't gonna never forget the hurt or the pain or the lie that you told to cause me that hurt or that pain. And I do agree with Amber too. Broken promises. You promise me you're gonna do this. You promise me you're gonna do that. And I say that because my mother also taught us you don't have to sign your name with your blood. Your word is your bond. So if you tell me you're gonna do something, please do exactly what you say you're gonna do. Now, if it gets to the point to where you can't, because things happen, life get in the way, respectfully just say I can't commit to that. I couldn't do that. Don't just leave me high and dry like you didn't make some solemn promise to me.
But I confident builders out there. That's what I call the men who promise you the world. Confident builders. Build you up and let you down.
It's men and women, so you know what I'm saying.
Broke. If I promise you I'm gonna do something, and you call me and you say, Cynthia, give me $40, and when I get to paying all my bills, all I got is $80. I'm gonna send you that $40 because I done already told you I give you my word that I'm gonna send it. So your word is your bond. That's all you got.
Keisha said, family. Family or not, I will punch you the same.
I know that's right. Yes, honey. Yes. Yes. Because you know what, and that's what gets me though. Why is it that family always feel like because they're family that they have that longer limit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, wait, hold on. They got that unlimited black card that says that I can keep on trying you.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
just because you are family, and if any of my family is listening to this, I need you to hear me clearly. Get the wax out your ears. Just because you are family, that does not mean you get to step on my toes and think I ain't gonna punch you in the face.
That's it.
I don't like to be stepped on. It hurts. I don't like to be slapped. Don't put your hands on me. My point is, quit thinking that just because we are family, that it's okay for you to say and do things to your family that's hurtful and not expect anything in return. And that I'm supposed to just turn around and look at you and say, oh, it's okay, and dust it out just
Yeah,
because
it don't
we're
work like
family.
Mm-hmm.
No, you
Right,
do
lady.
you do me, you just became somebody off the street, and that's how I'm gonna treat you.
Wait.
I'll tell you something. That's unfortunate, but
All right,
True.
ladies, y'all, we got to wrap this up. We got Thursday night giveaway right now. So we finna do our drawing real quick. But before we get out of here, any of y'all got something to say about tonight? Anything positive? Anything y'all want to leave somebody with?
I just want to address Amber because in the bottom of her statement, she says, I have helped a lot of friends. Amber Bates, yes, you have. You have been more than a great friend. I'm one of those friends, and I want to go live on air letting everybody know that she's helped me and my kids in more ways than one. I'm not doing this for no clapback. I'm not doing this for no ratings. It's just that when you find that family member or that group of friends that you know you can count on, don't let nobody break that bond. Don't let nobody break that bond. Don't let some naysayers come in and break the trust line that you know you have with your friend or your family member. We talked a lot of negativity tonight, but you once you find that group of people that you know you can love and trust, don't let somebody come in, family member, boyfriend, husband, friend, don't let somebody come in and mess up what you know is real love. Because it is real love out there. It really is. And it doesn't come in the bloodline all the time. A stranger can treat you better than your bloodline family.
amen.
And I have to say, I feel like everyone out there, you need to find a way to heal. If you have been scarred in the past, find a way to heal. Life is too short. You know what I'm saying? Why not take the risk to receive love?
Let them in.
Let them in.
Life is a risk anyway.
That's right. Now, Francis, did you have anything to say?
All I want to say is take your time to get to know you. Take the time to understand who it is that you are and what it is that you actually want. Stop letting other people drag on your coattail in order to weigh you down. If anybody gonna weigh you down, let it be from your own BS, not nobody else's.
All right. Time.
I'm on you. I'm good.
All right. All right. The first number is number 2.
Number 2 is Miss Tatiana Bibles.
Oh, Lord.
Tatiana.
She at work, y'all.
Oh, is she?
Oh, baby.
Oh, I would have known. She would have been flooding the comments right now. Send me my manny. Send me my manny. All right. Next number is number 6.
Number 6 is Candy Stevenson.
All right.
You better still be on this camera. If you done logged off, you ain't getting your prize.
Look at you. You ain't right. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know y'all seen that we're going to be nah, we don't need to talk about that right now, do we? Anyway, y'all, it's been fun. I enjoyed everybody in the comments. I enjoyed you ladies like always. Y'all have a good night. This has been Straight Talk, no BS. We love you.
Hold on, Judy, before you go out. Hold on, Judy. I don't know how many people we got on here still watching, but Straight Talk is Mondays and Thursday. We're moving from 7:30 to 8:30. For y'all that are still watching, spread the word. 7:30 to 8:30. Mondays and Thursdays.
Like, subscribe.
All right, Monday and
share.
Thursday. Like, subscribe, and share, please. If y'all haven't, go to YouTube and like our page and subscribe. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.